Good morning. I'm delivering in Lowe, Georgia. This is at the Mohawk, but there's some type of water treatment facility going on right here. And I tell you, that water that's coming out just has like a shitty hue, if you will. Is this gonna be coming out somebody's tap and bathtub down the road after it's processed? But it actually looks cleaner on this side. Well, here I am again, people, at the Lowe's distribution center in Rome, Georgia. There's a lot of other trucks here, but they're on top of their game here at Lowe's. I'll fill out a piece of paper when the guard gives it to me, send it through that little shooter there, and they'll tell me where to drop my empty, tell me where my loaded trailer's at. They'll send my paperwork over to me, and shortly after that, I'll be out of here. Okay, I have filled out my Lowe's information sheet, and now I'm gonna send it to them. Okay, I'm at Lowe's. I've already done the trailer swap. That's the empty I'm taking. This is the loaded one I just brought. And we've got another teachable moment here on the trucking journey, people. This here, that greasy ass thing, is called a kingpin lock. It goes on the kingpin. I've never personally had one of these, but its purpose is to put on the kingpin lock, which will prevent another truck from being able to hook up to it and take it somewhere. And if you try to back up to a trailer that has a kingpin lock, you'll know something's up, because you won't hear the click, and it doesn't go back as far as it normally does, because this prevents that from happening. So what I've got to do is put this kingpin lock on this trailer that I've dropped. Now I'm using Lowe's gloves here because these things are greasier than shit. But you just stick it on there, turn the key till it locks, and that's all it is to it, guys.
There is a chance that we can make it so far. We start believing now that we can be who we are. Grease is the word. It's got a groove, it's got a meaning. Grease is the time, it's the place, it's the motion. Now grease is the way we are feeling.
What was that new segment that I had last video? I can't remember, but I've got another one, and I know I've done this sort of stuff before, but now let's give it a title, people. It's Cooking with Trucker Jim. Now, I've already got 3 boneless, pretty much skinless chicken thighs cooking in the lunchbox cooker. You'll see that here in a bit. But what we're going to be making tonight, people, is some jambalaya. I've got a couple of my Johnsonville, New Orleans sausages left, and I don't want to just stick a big weenie in there. I could say something else, but I try to keep it PG-13 here on the trucking journey. But what I'm gonna do is cut these up. My sausage is now cut up, and I cut it in as small a pieces as I can. I think they're more delicious that way, and also there's more of them. Now this is what I like to call the lunchbox cooker. Now that's not what it says on the box. That's just some cool ass name Jim thought of. I need to like make arrangements with a company in China to get them to make some and put a big lunchbox cooker on here. But you can find them at any truck stops. They plug into the 9-volt. Mine's plugged up front, but it's called a 12-volt portable stove. They're usually around 30 bucks. Every now and then you can catch them $5 off. Ooh, look at this. That is bubbling in chicken juice. Now, I'm letting the chicken cool slightly just so it's not all freaking hot while I'm cutting it up, but I absolutely don't want it to get cold. But just for that 1 minute or so I need, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rice in. Now, right now, there's sausage and the juice from the chicken in there. So we're gonna add, it's just one bag. You know, there's no really mixing it up or anything complicated about it. I just dump it in. But I'm gonna need to add some water. And I won't fill it completely up because I've got to add these chicken thighs in it. But, you know, it's the seasoning and the rice, so we'll kind of mix it up a little bit. And then close her back up and let her cook while we cut the chicken up. And at this point, even if your chicken has a little pink in it, don't sweat it because it's not done cooking.
I can't, I mean, dude, you're so faint, like...
Well, I don't have my headset on, Massey. I'm through the truck speakers.
You don't have your headset on, why?
Well, because I wasn't planning on talking on the phone. Hey, but YouTube, guess who's on the phone?
Who?
You're on the phone, Massey.
I am, I'm on the phone.
I got it recording.
Oh, okay. So,
I was doing a new segment called Cooking with Trucker Jim.
oh, Cooking with Trucker Jim.
Isn't that an awesome title?
It is. Mr. Cheftail himself.
Have you seen the last like 3 or 4 videos?
No, Sharon and I were going to catch up on him this weekend.
Okay. Now Massey's on the Bluetooth. But what we're gonna do is add the chicken that I cut up in with the jambalaya. It is good. I've got sausage and chicken cut up and mild jambalaya. And the water is high pH alkaline water. And what I'll do is kind of top off the water just enough where it's not going to spill over the sides. More than likely I'll need to add water 1-2 more times before it's done. Now Jim's ready to eat. So we'll put this lunchbox cooker back up here and we'll take a peek. Don't have your face right here when you open it up or you'll get hot steam. But here's what we look like so far. So I've got to mix this up a bit and add some water. I probably could have went with 2 chicken thighs. This is kind of overflowing. But you want your rice good and tender. And also, see, I'm totally not going to eat all this tonight. You know, I'll finish this off at lunchtime tomorrow. But if you add water, the rice is nice and moist, and it's even good the next day from sitting in the fridge. But I'm gonna give this a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna add what makes it really awesome. Cheese. That's right. It's time for cheese. Look at this, people. Yummy, yummy. And the only seasoning I added so far was pepper, and then also I use a garlic and sea salt, you know, little grinder thing. Put the cheese on top, close the lid, and it doesn't take the cheese very long to melt because it's pretty hot in there. So in just a moment, we'll have dinner. But before I open the box and let the cheese get just a little more melty, let me share with you guys a good tip for getting up on time. whatever time I want to wake up, approximately wake up, I'll set 3 alarms a few minutes apart. And I don't set an alarm like a bird whistling or some little sound. I access my iTunes library and play a song. And like it's 3 different songs. I think tomorrow I'm going to wake up to Epic by Faith No More, Best of Both Worlds by Van Halen, and I think I'm waking up also to I Love Everyone by Corey Smith. And you know, you can stop it from playing, but then a couple of minutes later another song's going to start playing, and by the third one I'm up and ready to go. And I tend to try to have songs that are kind of motivating and get me going. So for any of you guys that have a bad habit of oversleeping and not getting started when you need to, which is ideally when your 10-hour clock resets, so I'll set it like 9.5 hours after I, you know, log out or clock out, whatever you want to call it. But now, people, the moment of truth. Are you ready for what I like to call dropping hook jambalaya? Come over here and take a closer look. Woo, woo, woo. But it's time to eat, people. But I'm in Alabama, headed to Memphis, Tennessee. And until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking.